So it's been a long time. What, like over a year now since I've uploaded a video? Um, I apologize, and this is not going to be a moto vlog, but I felt for those of you who have been following me religiously um, and want to know what's going on in my life, the next step, whatever, I felt I owed it to you to explain why I have kind of taken a backseat on YouTube for right now. You guys already know from last year that my life was absolutely crazy. You know, that's kind of what my channel was geared towards. You know, what's going on in my life, what's coming next. And it's been a while because I've been really busy and a lot of stuff has been going on. So, sorry, I'm a little scruffy. And it was game day. Seahawks are 3-0, baby. Dallas almost got it. I'm from Seattle, all right. So don't judge me on my team. I don't judge you. But I'm having a couple drinks tonight. This is my first day off in like 4 weeks. So I just kind of wanted to go over, you know, what's been going on with me, where I've been, and hopefully you guys will get a better understanding. God, there is fucking gnats all over in my garage. Sorry, guys. And I'm trying to have a couple drinks, and I don't want them in there. So, last year, I put a video out explaining kind of my transition out of the Navy and what happened with me and my ex. So, you guys already know all that. But what you don't know is I did express that she took like, oh, that's great. So we're going to lose a little light, but that's cool. I have a light going. She took like 10 grand from me. I think total is like 8,200 and something over the course of my deployment. So not really knowing that was going on. When I got back, I had no finances to protect myself from just everyday bills. Like you guys probably already know. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, wah, poor me. But God, I'm really sorry that I'm using my laptop right now, so the footage is probably not the clearest. So I apologize in advance for that. But so I ended up trying to talk to her, and I needed my truck, and I think I explained that in the last video, but if I didn't, she took my truck. It was in both of our names, but she knew I needed it, and she hid it from me, and I was able to find it and go get it back. So I do have my truck now, and shortly after that, she stopped talking to me. She was seeing somebody else this whole time I was deployed, and I ended up taking her to court, and I won $6 grand. It's not all of it, and it wasn't really about the money at that point. It was just, kind of, I'm just over letting people walk over me. So this is what I'm going to do, and I hope you feel it a little bit. So I did that, but before that ever happened, I was trying to refinance my house. I was hoping that would help me cash out, to pay off some debt. I still owed like 40 grand on my truck. Selena back here still had a little bit left on her. I still had credit cards, the usual. I actually ended up, I don't know if you guys remember, I had a Volkswagen Jetta. It was a piece of shit. I bought that on a tax return just so my ex could have the new truck to drive to and from work. I think she was driving like, 140 miles a day back to and from. So I wanted her to have a reliable vehicle, so I let her drive the truck. We got it together, and then I kind of bought a piece of shit car just to drive around here. In the event that it snowed, which is kind of rare in my area, it does maybe once every winter. But in the event that I couldn't ride her, I wanted something that would get me around. But I ended up having to sell that to pay my mortgage. I was getting down to the nitty gritty, and then finally my refinance went through. It took like 110 days, and that's unheard of. I think it was actually quicker to buy my house than it was to refinance with this company. But they did cash out and paid off my truck, paid off my bike, paid off a bunch of credit cards. I was doing good. When I got out of the Navy, I actually got a job with the local shipyard here. So I'm actually a marine mechanic. And it's kind of the same shit that I was doing in the Navy, but I actually get overtime now. I don't get paid near as much as I did in the Navy, but with all of the debt that I paid off, I'm actually sitting a lot better. So I still work on Navy ships. I work on submarines, carriers, whatever pulls in here, really. And so far, I am now over a year at this place, and I absolutely love it. I've never been so happy to come home every day. I still do the Navy, so for all of you that know that I've been in for a while, I actually hit 14 years next month, and I'm doing the reserves now. I went into the reserves right after getting off active duty, so the reserves is kind of hit or miss. Would I take the reserves over the active duty, knowing what I know now? Absolutely not. So if anybody sees this that's military and thinking about getting out and going to the reserves, don't do it. I should have just really completed my time, but I didn't, and I'm doing it a different route, but the retirement will still come, 6 more years. Oh, it's going to take forever. But since then, I've been banking a lot of money, working a lot of overtime, putting a lot of money in the bank. Started volunteering with a local police department, and I've been doing their auxiliary patrol for a year now. Well, COVID kind of fucked that up, so COVID actually fucked up a lot of stuff. There's another reason why I haven't been here for a while. My uncle, you guys know I've lost a lot of family just in the time that I've had this channel. I think I started this channel the end of 2015, and I think this is like the 5th family member, maybe 6th, that I've lost since I started this channel. My uncle passed away March 24th, I believe it was the 24th, or the 25th of this year from COVID. He was diagnosed a week, I think it was a week after he first went to the doctor, and they were like, oh, this is the beginning of COVID. So they were like, just monitor your breathing. He's like, I'm having a hard time breathing. They said, monitor your breathing and then let us know if it gets worse. I think a couple days went past, and he finally went to the ER, and he said, look, I can't breathe. Yes, my uncle was 70 years old, but there's no way you could tell how old he was. He looked super young. He had his full head of hair. He was a goofy guy, always there to help everybody. But they finally admitted him that day, and then I think it was a few days later they gave him the Ebola test drug. And the Ebola test drug actually pulled him off of the ventilator, and he was able to talk to his family for like the first time in a while since he was in there. And the next day, I don't know if that Ebola test drug just didn't really do anything, but masked the effects. But the next day, he was back on the ventilator, couldn't talk to anybody. He was in a medically induced coma, and then they finally said, "Hey, his organs are shutting down." It started slowly. So I think it was 11 days from the first time he went in until he passed away. It was 11 days. So my family's been going through a lot. I've been going through a lot, but I'm sorry if this video is a little long. I felt it necessary to explain what's been going on. So this year, I decided to just enjoy my riding season, not have to worry about, lugging GoPros everywhere, worrying about, making videos, doing content. And that's mainly because working the shipyard, working the Navy, and working the police department, I just been really busy, that's all. And another great thing that happened, you guys already know, I put a request in, or an application for the Nebraska Pardons Board back in January or February 2018, so it's been a long time. I decided, it's not that they finally did anything, I decided one day when I was going to work, I pulled my phone out and I was like, hey, it's been a while since I've looked at the Pardon Board docket, and my name hasn't been on there, so let me check this out real quick. So I pull up the docket, and sure as shit, my name's on there for like 10 days away, and I was like, oh no! So I hurried up and I bought a plane ticket, and I didn't really want to travel during this coronavirus stuff, but so I went out to Nebraska, and I went to hung out with my stepmom, went to the pardon board, and it was the governor of the state, the secretary of the state, and the attorney general of the state. And when they called me up, everybody before me had to explain what they did with their crimes, what they've done to better themselves. I think everybody sat in front of the board maybe 15, 20 minutes, sometimes 30, and it just all depended on their case. And the board was destroying some of these people for not being prepared, not sounding like, they had any remorse for what they've done. And I'll tell you, the Navy hasn't really done a lot for me, like on the outside. I don't mean in life, period. I mean, I don't ask for discounts. I don't do any of that, but it hasn't really helped me like get in front of anybody. And so I wasn't really expecting it, but I remember towards the end of 2018, I was about to deploy in October. And I emailed the pardon board to let them know, hey, I'm on the John C. Stennis. I'm going to deploy soon, and I will be gone for 7 months, whatever. If you guys call my name, that's where I'm going to be. If I don't answer, here's my Navy email address and all that. And they responded, received, got it. And so when they called my name, the governor was like, actually, this is a funny case. I think he is currently in the Navy, so he might not be here. And I was like, yeah, I'm right here. So he called me up, and I sat down, and he said, are you still on the John C. Stennis? And I said, no, I got off active duty last year, and I'm in the reserves. And he said, so you're still in? I was like, yep. And then he asked where I was stationed, and I told him because we're like 1,700 miles of traveling to get to where I needed to be in Nebraska. So when I told him I was still stationed up here, his jaw dropped, and he didn't even ask me any more questions. He looked at the rest of the panel, and he pushed to pardon me. So that gave me almost at least a 90% better chance of pursuing law enforcement. And that I have stayed away from a lot of social media, mainly because I lost a lot of friends to all this stuff going on. I don't judge anybody. I don't have a prejudice bone in my body. My pursuit of my dream has nothing to do with a power trip, with wanting to, just be out there and do that kind of shit. So it's hard for me to buy into these posts and the hatred from media. I'm on both sides of the fence, honestly. I mean, I have family on both sides of the fence, so it's very difficult for me to take any side. I know what I want to do, and I know that I love everybody equally, so that really doesn't affect me. But I lost a lot of friends because of what I want to do. So I have a better shot now, and if you don't agree with it, that's fine. You guys can comment all your opinions. It's fine. I'm not going to get into any arguments, but I'll hear you out. I'm always willing to hear anybody out. But so that's happened, and that actually took place back in August, so it wasn't really that long ago. And now it's just about winter here. I've put a lot of parts on Selena. If you've been following my Instagram, that's really where I've been posting all of it. She's had almost a complete makeover. She's getting there. I've now put her through the works. New chain and sprocket. I went 520 this time. She's been tuned completely. I have a Hindle exhaust put on it, but it's on the other side. I can't really show you. I got rid of the passenger pegs because I'm done riding with passengers. If you guys have ridden with passengers as much as I have, you would understand. I put a seat cowl on it finally. I found a new tank shroud because the last one, if you remember my post, cracked about right in this area right here because I dropped it against somebody's highway peg. Anyways, had to get a new tailpiece right here because the very corner caught my pants this year and it snapped off. If it's one thing, it's another. So yeah, those are some of the small things I've done to her. She's looking a lot better. She's almost where I want. I put some radiator covers and oil cooler covers on it. So we're getting close to where I want her to be. I need a new seat still. I want to do the rims white. I still want to do that. Don't ask me why. I think it would look amazing. Brakes. I want to put Brembos on her. I want to do an Öhlins rear suspension. I want to change the front forks. So we're getting there, little by little. All my money's going to her. I hit 17,600 miles last time that I rode her. and it's only been a few days. So, but that's what's been going on with me. Other than that, I really don't have much else to tell you. That's everything pretty much in a nutshell, not to get too detailed or too deep into anything. So I am back. I will be back. Give me a little bit of time because winter in Washington is rainy. So once I get past all the rain, then it's on. I'm going to get new GoPros. I already got a new helmet. Actually, if you haven't seen it yet, I got a Show Eye finally with the incorporated Cena XL2. So I'm in love with this helmet. It's the most comfortable helmet I've ever had. The fact that it has a flip down tinted visor, I don't have to change the outside visor. As much as I love the Icon variant, it's just, and I thought that was the lightest helmet. This Show Eye is really light. So spent quite a bit of money getting myself up to date. I got new gear, new gloves, new pants, new riding shoes. Had to buy those Alpine Stars riding tennis shoes. Those things are dope. So little by little, we're getting where we want to be. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. But stand by, and I will have more motovlogs soon. But hopefully, my life isn't going to be too crazy. My attention is right now on somebody. I did meet somebody last year, and I've never been treated better in my entire life. Unfortunately, COVID is stopping our travel because she does kind of live far, and we won't get into the details. That's all I got, guys. Until the next time. And I said, a shitload. So, anyways, I'll see you guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.